Hey guys, tonight we're going to dim the lights and turn our gaze towards our closest celestial neighbor. Not to its familiar face, the one that waxes and wanes through our nights, but to its hidden half, the side that relentlessly turns its back on us. So, welcome to the dark side. Often romanticized as a place of perpetual shadow, alien bases, or cosmic secrets. But forget the Pink Floyd album. Forget the sci-fi thrillers. And let me know in the comments where you're retuning in from and what time it is for you. The good news, you're alive, for now. The bad news, you're on the side of the moon that Earth never sees. And understanding its story is less about hidden secrets and more about immutable orbital mechanics and a profoundly violent history. One that instantly adapted to the lunar environment, keeping you alive and at Earth normal pressure, providing all necessary sustenance. This suit, a technological miracle, would be your only shield, your only reality. A fragile, thin skin separating you from an environment that actively seeks your demise through vacuum, searing temperatures, bone-chilling cold, relentless radiation, and the crushing despair of profound isolation. Even then, your day on the far side would be an existential nightmare, revealing its surprisingly distinct geology and its profound indifference to your presence. It's always fascinating to see who's joining us from around the world. The moon does not have a permanently dark side. That is a fundamental misunderstanding of celestial mechanics. Like Earth, the moon rotates on its axis. Every part of the moon experiences sunlight for approximately 2 Earth weeks, followed by 2 Earth weeks of darkness as it completes its orbit around the sun. So, the dark side is merely the hemisphere that happens to be experiencing night at any given moment, and that night shifts constantly. What we should be talking about, and what has fueled countless myths, conspiracy theories, and works of science fiction, is the far side of the moon. This is the hemisphere that always faces away from Earth, a cosmic game of hide-and-seek played out relentlessly over billions of years. It's a side that we, on Earth, never visually perceive without the aid of spacecraft. Now, dim the lights. Early in its history, perhaps 4.5 billion years ago, the moon was much closer to Earth, orbiting much faster. Our planet's immense gravitational pull exerted significant tidal forces on the moon. These forces caused huge bulges on the moon, both on the side facing Earth and, due to inertial forces, on the exact opposite side. Over eons, Earth's gravity tugged relentlessly on these bulges. This constant tug of war created a slight torque that acted like a cosmic brake, slowly but surely decelerating the moon's rotation until its rotational period precisely matched its orbital period around Earth. This means the moon now takes roughly the same amount of time to complete one rotation on its axis as it does to complete one orbit around Earth, approximately 27.3 Earth days. The precise synchronization ensures that we perpetually see the same face, the familiar visage that has gazed back at us for the entirety of human history. It's not magic, not a conspiracy, not an intentional hiding of secrets, just predictable. Relentless physics playing out on a cosmic scale. The far side gets just as much sunlight as the near side. It just never gets an Earthrise, a view of our blue marble hanging in its black sky. Everything you think about darkness or hidden mysteries on the moon is utterly, fascinatingly, and somewhat anticlimactically useless here. The side, shrouded in persistent mystique and common misunderstanding. We are going to talk about the moon's so-called dark side. You see, the reality is, if you woke up tomorrow, right now, just as you are, alone on the moon's dark side, you wouldn't survive a single minute. In fact, whether you were on the near side or the far side, the vacuum and radiation would claim you instantly. Your blood would boil, your lungs would collapse, your tissues would freeze, and your nervous system would cease to function, all in a silent, agonizing, physical undoing. But let's imagine, for a moment, that you could somehow exist and survive the immediate physical annihilation. The true story of this hidden lunar hemisphere is one of violent formation, subtle differences, and a constant, unyielding cosmic exposure that would test the very limits of your sanity and survival. Maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's truly mundane, profoundly indifferent, and ultimately profoundly unsettling journey together. Here tonight, we're going to peel back the layers of lunar myth and settle into the unvarnished, profoundly uncomfortable truth. Before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. Congratulations, you've just woken up, suspended on the rugged surface of the moon, looking out at the vast, indifferent blackness. The very first misconception we need to gently put to rest, the one that causes endless confusion, is the persistent idea of a dark side. This peculiar behavior, where one face is perpetually locked towards its celestial partner, is due to something called tidal locking, a fascinating dance of gravity and orbital evolution. But let's imagine for a moment that you were suddenly encased in a magical, perfectly sealed, infinitely durable spacesuit. The real story of the moon's far side isn't about perpetual darkness. It's about profound, striking differences in its surface features, differences that tell a brutal tale of the early solar system. It is almost entirely cratered, a heavily scarred, pockmarked landscape of overlapping impact basins. Why is the near side so smooth and dark with its vast maria, while the far side is so relentlessly cratered and bright? This asymmetry might have arisen during its very formation, specifically due to the immense heat radiating from the Earth in the very early days of the Earth-Moon system. After the colossal impact that formed the Moon, an event theorized to have involved a Mars-sized protoplanet slamming into early Earth-bold, the Earth and the nascent Moon were incredibly hot, molten bodies, the side of the Moon perpetually facing this searing, superheated Earth would have been subject to intense thermal radiation, causing it to remain hotter for longer and thus developing a thinner crust as it gradually solidified. The far side, conversely, shielded from this intense heat, would have cooled faster and developed a significantly thicker, more rigid crust. When massive asteroids and comets impacted the moon later on, during the late heavy bombardment, these impacts would have easily punctured the thinner, more fragile crust of the near side, allowing vast amounts of molten basalt to well up from the mantle and fill the impact basins, forming the distinctive maria we see today. On the far side, however, the thicker, more resilient crust would have resisted such punctures, meaning impacts would merely create craters, sometimes fast ones, but would not allow the deep lava flows to surface and smooth out the landscape. It's a chilling testament to how a small difference in initial conditions can lead to vastly different outcomes over cosmic timescales. Scientists have several compelling hypotheses, and they all point to the moon as violent birth and incredibly dynamic early evolution within the hostile environment of the young solar system. The Earth, with its significant mass, actually offers a subtle, yet measurable, form of protection to the near side of the moon. Asteroids and comets coming from certain angles, those on trajectories that would otherwise impact the near side, might be gravitationally deflected by Earth's immense pull, or even captured by its gravity and pulled into an Earth orbit before they can ever make contact with the lunar surface. The far side, however, has no such protection. It constantly faces the open cosmos, an unshielded, relentless bullseye for incoming debris from the asteroid belt, the Kuiper belt, and beyond. This continuous, unmitigated, and unshielded bombardment would have contributed significantly to its heavily cratered appearance, silent, ancient testament to billions of years of cosmic artillery fire, a record preserved in stone. There are very few maria. Mere 1% of the far side is covered by these dark plains, in stark contrast to its Earth-facing counterpart. This dramatic absence of vast lava flows gives the far side a much brighter, more rugged, and frankly, more ancient appearance. It's like looking at a different world entirely, a raw, primordial face of the moon that has simply been battered. pulverized and reshaped by cosmic impacts for eons, without the widespread internal geologic activity that smoothed out parts of the near side. It's a canvas of unbroken cosmic history. The familiar face of the moon, the near side, is dominated by large, dark, relatively smooth plains. These are called maria, Latin for seas, because early astronomers mistakenly thought they were vast oceans. These maria are actually immense basins formed by ancient, colossal impact events, which were subsequently flooded by vast volcanic eruptions. Molten basaltic lava flowed out from deep within the moon's interior, filling these low-lying areas and solidifying into flat, dark, dense plains billions of years ago. They are a defining feature of the near side, covering about 30% of its surface. Their darker color contrasting sharply with the brighter, older highlands. Now, turn your gaze to the far side, the true hidden half. It is strikingly, jarringly different. This isn't just an aesthetic difference. It's a profound geological puzzle, a question that has intrigued lunar scientists for decades. One leading theory, widely accepted, suggests that the moon's crust is fundamentally much thicker on the far side than it is on the near side. Then there's the nuanced effect of gravitational shielding. And all of this is before we even consider the radiation. While the far side experiences the same 2 weeks of relentless sunlight as the near side, it's also constantly exposed to the unfiltered solar wind and cosmic radiation without any intermittent shadow or partial shielding from Earth's magnetic field or bulk. You wouldn't find a stream or a patch of moss, no naturally occurring resources to sustain you. Your suit, designed for the harshest conditions, would be constantly bombarded by micro-meteoroids, tiny, high-velocity particles that could cause a pinprick leak, leading to slow decompression. Its thicker crust, its striking lack of maria, its ancient, heavily cratered surface, these are all unique clues to the tumultuous early history of the Earth-Moon system and the solar system as a whole. The reality is a brutal, unforgiving testament to the profound geological differences shaped by primordial forces, and the relentless exposure to the harsh cosmic environment. As you drift off to sleep tonight, perhaps consider the incredible, possible luck of waking up on a world where a constant near side offers comfort, connection, and a visible celestial partner, and where even the moon, our familiar companion, harbors a vast, ancient, and profoundly alien hidden face that silently spins its own story. Good night. It's a pristine record of bombardment, an untouched cosmic canvas bearing the scars of billions of years of impacts, offering a window into a past that the geologically active Earth has long erased. Landing on the far side, as China's change for mission successfully did with the help of a relay satellite, it's an engineering marvel precisely because communication is so difficult, requiring dedicated lunar orbiters to relay signals. This logistical challenge underscores just how truly far that side is, not just in terms of physical distance, but in terms of isolation from our familiar world. It's a place that teaches us about the raw, unfiltered violence and the geological indifference of the early solar system, a silent museum of cosmic history. The machinery keeping you alive would subtly degrade over time, its components slowly wearing down in the vacuum, the extreme temperatures, and the constant radiation, with no repair shop or spare parts readily available. Every system failure, every battery drain, every misaligned valve would unfold in chilling quiet, bringing you closer to your silent end. There would be no warning bells, no alarm sounds in the cosmic void, only the sudden, profound awareness of a critical system failing, utterly unannounced by a universe that does not care. Everything, from the air you breathe to the energy keeping you warm, would need to be meticulously transported from Earth or painstakingly recycled in a complex, closed-loop system. Without this intricate infrastructure, without the vast logistical train stretching across the solar system, you have nothing. It's just a very cold, very dead, very alien nothingness that offers no sustenance. Every moment of your survival would be a monumental engineering feat undertaken in absolute, terrifying silence, where the slightest malfunction or miscalculation means instant, unheeded oblivion. The constant vigilance required to maintain your fragile bubble of life against a backdrop of total silence and relentless radiation would wear on your mind like an abrasive grit, a silent, psychological torment that chips away at your sanity and sense of hope. On Earth, we are cushioned by a thick, protective atmosphere and a powerful global magnetic field that acts as an invisible shield. The moon has neither. If you were there, you would be constantly bombarded by high-energy particles from the sun and deep space. Solar particle events hidden. Violent bursts from the sun could deliver a lethal dose in minutes or hours, causing acute radiation sickness that manifests as severe nausea, vomiting, fatigue, debilitating organ damage, and severe internal bleeding. These events, while silent, are incredibly violent, unleashing torrents of charged particles that penetrate your suit and body, brutally disrupting cellular processes. Galactic cosmic rays, originating from supernova light years away. Vast cosmic accelerators would constantly pepper your body, slicing through your DNA, causing irreparable cellular damage, increasing cancer risk over time. It's an invisible killer, a silent assailant seeping through your suit, through your very being, slowly but relentlessly dismantling your body at a cellular level, all in profound silence. On the far side, there asks no Earth to even momentarily block a portion of the solar radiation or provide any kind of partial eclipse of the cosmic background radiation. You are continuously bathed in it. Then there's the isolation. Imagine floating alone on that stark, heavily cratered landscape, billions of miles from home, with Earth forever hidden behind the curvature of the moon. No birdsong, no rustling leaves, no comforting hum of insects, no distant human chatter, no rain falling, no ocean waves, just absolute, terrifying quiet, punctuated only by the occasional distant micrometeoroid impact that you'd feel as a silent tremor through your suit. The psychological toll of such profound sensory deprivation and existential isolation would be immense, far beyond anything experienced in an earthly prison or solitary confinement. How would you cope with the crushing realization that there's no one to talk to, no one to hear your silent pleas, no one to call for help, because literally, no direct radio signal from Earth can reach the far side without a dedicated relay satellite? You are truly, irrevocably cut off, with Earth a distant, unreachable memory on the other side of a silent, alien world. The knowledge that you are alone on the hidden face of a dead world, endlessly exposed, would be enough to break the strongest of minds long before your suit failed. Your own thoughts would become your only companion in a silence so deep it would feel like a physical presence, a suffocating blanket woven from absence, leading to extreme auditory or visual hallucinations as your mind desperately tried to fill the terrifying void of sensory input. Every breath, every sip of water, every calorie of food, every watt of power would be a precious, manufactured luxury. Even the simple act of existing would be a constant battle against entropy. The far side of the moon, despite its common misconception as being perpetually dark, is a place of profound scientific interest, precisely because of its differences. So, while the idea of the moon's dark side might conjure images of mystery and hidden alien bases,